And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. Today is your day to share, and that's what the Saturday night Zoom is about. It's for you guys to come and share your experiences. And if you're ready to do so, it's very simple. All you have to do is either click on the link in the description below, or you can go to Zoom, click join a meeting, and then once you do, in the description is our passcode and our room ID. All right, so we're starting late. I apologize for that. People are waiting to get in, so let's just get right to it. We'll go from there. Well, let me see. Fitzy Third is the first person to come in, and I think somebody messaged me about Fitzy Third coming. Check my messages here. Where is that? Could have sworn too many places to check. There we go. That's the right place. Yes. Okay. So he has been verified. Andrea Sides, if you're here, please tell us in the chat that you're here. You know, Lakshmi, and Levan. And by the way, while I'm speaking of Levan designed our latest mug, like our mug of the month. I'm gonna try to keep it. I wish I could make sure I stay on top of things, but it's the mug of the month. If you can see it pinned there. So there it is. Enjoy it. Fitzy, are you there? Has his mic on? It's like his sound is working. And let me see here. Where is that? Let me go back to mine. Where is it? Where is the mug of the month today? I want to take a better look at that, because at the top of it, it says a delightful sip of, gosh, I don't want to leave my page and mess it up. But let me see here. Tell you what it says. A delightful sip of supernatural. So thank you.
And now,
Whoops, wrong one. Levan for creating that. All right, I thought I saw somebody in here that knows Fitzy Third, and so just wondering. Well, while we're waiting on Fitzy Third, what else? Other things in our description are links to our Facebook page. And by the way, on our Facebook page, I posted on there an article that they're saying that the ETs that they presented in the Mexican Congress a month ago or so are real. And you may want to check that out. Also in there is a link to my personal Facebook page. You're welcome to friend me. And you'll notice that my last name is Reynolds. Mara is my beloved wife. It's not my last name. So the podcast is named. Beyond that, there's other channels, a music channel. Eventually I'm going to get back into, I need to produce some meditation type music, a cooking channel. I really need to get back onto that. And this is there, a Discord link, but you have to email me personally for the Discord link, because the trolls that would come here and cause trouble also went to Discord and caused trouble. So I shut down that link. So if you want that link, be sure to reach out to me. All right, I don't know what's up with Fitzy Thirds. Fitzy Third? What about Andrea Sides? Is Andrea here? I didn't look at the chat here. We can bring Andrea in and kick Fitzy. Oh, Fitzy's gone. All right, so is Andrea here? Fitzy must have had some problems trying to sign in. Your videos have saved me so many times. I am a grieving mom and I thank you very much. Well, Miss O'Hara, it sounds like to me I should say my sincere condolences. And that is one of the best things about what I do, if not the best thing, is these videos, which I never expected, help so many people. It's amazing. And so many people write to me or tell me like that, just like that. Hey, what language is this? It's Armenian. I thought it was Armenian. All right. Andrea didn't. I don't know if I should take a chance. It's early in the podcast. I guess I could always stop and start. Then I wouldn't have to go back and re-edit the whole thing. You guys probably would just turning it off, and at least I hope not. I'm taking a risk. So for those of you that say I'm not a risk taker, proving you wrong. She looks like she is a full person, yes. We're just waiting for her to connect to audio. She probably doesn't understand what's going on. That's okay. Takes a minute sometimes to get it to connect. Where's my little sign here? It says waiting for your audio to connect. So I'll let her know. It's out of my face. That's not cool, but I'm covering myself up. And this is a big thank you to Penny Sutton. I wonder if Penny's here. She created these cards for me. Just so awesome. Andrea. She got it. All right. So while I'm waiting for for Andrea's audio to connect, I had a really good, they're all good, but I have a, basically actually, but I had an NDE, and as you guys may hear me say, or may not, that you would think that after 500, I've heard it all. But new information comes through, and this NDE that I'm going to post for you tomorrow, this person, while he had his life review and was kind of reliving it, soul family was there, and they were reliving his life. And I think they also relived like all the people that he affected. So it really is a great piece of the puzzle to finally kind of pull it together that we have somebody that watching from the ER. Wow. Sorry to hear that. Got hit by an uninsured driver while I was walking home today. I think I'm okay, pretty sore. I hope I'm not going to get on the Zoom today. Probably not. Well, Rhonda, sorry to hear that happened to you. And it's cool that you can listen to us while you're there. All right, so what's going on with Andrea? Let's ask her to unmute. She's there. She's just muted. Andrea.
Hey, Jeff. How's it going?
Great. How are you? We're finally connected.
Good. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's
Where
about
are
you? I'm in Mauritius. It's about 5:27. I've watched the sun rise.
I'm
over
sorry
the
to stop
ocean.
you, but where are you at?
Mauritius.
Mauritius?
Uh-huh.
How do you
Yeah.
spell that? I've never heard of that. I'm showing my...
So it's MAURI.
M-A-U-R. Oh, okay.
MAU.
T-I-S.
R.
Mauritius, Africa. Wow.
It's actually an island. It's next to Africa, but it's not part of Africa.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so awesome. Wow, it looks really beautiful there.
It is. It is gorgeous. I'm actually seeing the sun go right. I'm on the other side of the island, so the sun comes up, and so I'm able to see it right over the ocean. It's beautiful.
It is. Wow, you are one lucky woman. That is
Hey,
amazing.
not luck.
not luck. You manifested yourself there. Yeah, I should have known better.
It's
I
the
should have known.
creation process, isn't it?
You know what's fascinating is I had a guest today, and we were a near-death experiencer, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. This is going to be, I think, coming up on Tuesday. But we were talking about not only how you can manifest good things, but you can manifest bad things.
Yep. The universe doesn't know different.
And exactly. And one of the things we were talking about, I love the way he put it. He said that worrying is praying for bad things to happen to you. Pretty wild,
It
right?
is.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
And he shared a story where I think he was in Vegas and he was so concerned about losing all his money gambling, and he lost a couple $100 or something. But then he went out to eat and lost his wallet and still lost all his money.
Absolutely, because that's where his attention was focused.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was an amazing conversation. All right, I'm rambling on, and we want to hear about you. So what brings you to the show tonight?
Oh my goodness, that's so sweet. You know, I wasn't really, it's so funny. I go about things a little bit different, Jeff. So it's, you know, I've been in training for my whole life. And I think I told you a little bit before. I made a little video, and I've been isolated for most of my life. So what that does is that really creates an interior, not so much now, but it creates a really, really rich world within. And it gets you to listen to your insides. And so, or it can go the other way where you like really to the other extreme where you can people please and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting. Yeah, are you like, do you normally are you an interviewer of people with near-death experiences?
Well, really
Or
what I feel like I am is an interviewer of people with spiritually transformative experiences.
beautiful. I love it.
Or alien abductions, UFO. It's really
Mm-hmm.
an interviewer of people's experiences, because people, I think
Yeah.
the audience likes to hear about other people's spiritual journeys, and or
Gotcha.
other people's
Yeah.
their encounters with beings, whether they're ETs, multidimensionals, aliens, angels,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of like where
So
I try to, that's where I try to keep my niche in, but I kind of stray in and out and move around.
yeah, I get it.
Makes
I
sense.
get it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I wasn't too sure. So it's very interesting. Before last night, and I believe in complete synchronicities, but all of, as we all have heard, but I'm going to put some context to it, is the power is in now. And I really like to bring that kind of presence. And it's great to talk about yourself, but my passion is really assisting people to reach their highest potential. A lot of times, like Abraham Hicks and some of those other people will, they'll say it as like the vortex. I like to say that it's like our higher self, that it's like the heaven on earth coming down into the body and living it. And this is not something for me that is just talk. I've also cultivated it in my own life, which is really important. And I think people are really interested in people's stories and how they get there. But for me, the power is in your truth. And the more that you go into your inner truth and you cultivate that truth, and it's not anybody else's truth, is actually when you have the power to be able to connect to your highest being able to receive your abundance or be able to receive your life, and also ground that, because so many people want to be in the ethers and they want to be, but all your powers, and the more that you're in the present moment, the more that you actually get to connect with all of these dimensions. So it's interesting. I wanted to ask you, I'm wondering if people with near death experience, I've worked with a couple, and like as far as clients, but I like, do you find that they kind of get a reset button and they're more joyful, and, or do they come back here and look at everything and they kind of hate their own nature and they have to, go through the dark night of the soul like a lot of people do spiritually, or do they just automatically get reset?
It's all
And
of the
they don't
above.
have to go through that.
It's all of the above.
Yeah,
I
It's
wanted
just
to,
like everybody's.
yeah, I wanted to ask you a couple things, and that is, since you're helping
Sure.
people reach their highest potential,
Hmm.
what is if there is one, what is the number one blockage that's keeping them from doing so?
It's probably what I just told you. It's always wanting to be and needing to be better, be somewhere else than where they're at right now, and
Okay.
feeling what they have, like to be able to see themselves in the mirror and see them for exactly who they are, like right now.
All right. So
Or
let's
in the second, yeah.
go ahead. Go
Or the
ahead.
second thing is outside in. Is
What
they're
I,
cultivating outside in.
you were, and I think that's what you were talking about when they were about accepting their truth, or you were using the word
Mhm.
truth, though. And it seems, when you get down to it, well, what is a person's truth? And is it really their truth? Or, I mean, is it like just limiting beliefs they have? Or, I mean, it seems like really kind of a vague term, their truth.
Yeah, it's really that's a really good question. So if you cultivate your inner world, and what happens is that whether it's through meditation or that you just spend some time to listen to your inner voice and quiet the mind. So there's two different things. When you quiet your mind and you really go in to feel how your emotions are feeling within the body, because the emotions are an indicator of what we're connecting with in our everyday world. They just are. So if you're connect, just like it was so funny, you made such a great introduction with me when you were talking about that. So if you're connecting to lower stuff that is not your truth, you're going to feel a lot of negative emotion. Or if you're thinking and feeling things that make you feel good, or you're connecting with people that vibe with you or that are matched to your reality or your truth and what you want, you're going to feel more light versus heavy. Okay.
Hmm.
So when I say like the truth, to be able to look at your family, what is true for you and what's not, your religion, your work, anything that's outside of you, and get really real about what is theirs and what is yours. And there's this enmeshment that happens all the time with people that's very intense, that takes them out of their experience, their truth, their body. So if we're so busy putting our attention outside instead of inside, of course it's hard to be able to discern the truth. Of course it is. But once, what happens is somebody like me that's cultivated their truth so much inside. And what I mean is there's compassion, there's unconditional love. When you really know unconditional love and you have that and want what's best for other people, and we can laugh and do these type of things, and it shows up all around your life, and people feel that warmth, and they know, that's truth. Things like that. And sometimes it's not always easy to tell your truth because other people want your energy. So a lot of times you can use that energy for yourself and to expand and to create a world that feels good to you. And I don't mean selfishness, I don't mean narcissism. I'm not talking about that, because when you develop the truth, or when you develop your heaven on earth, or you're connected to the cosmic dimensions, the cosmic love, whatever that you want to call it, right? When you're connected to that, you're more power than a million people that are not. You just are. And you see this, like, you see this within your life. It's really, really important to know that. And there's always enough energy. It's about vitality. That's, what I do. It's vitality unleashed. As you can see, I have a lot of it, have a lot of energy to give people. People can feel it. It's palpable. So I teach people to be able to go inside and be able to get their own vitality, because when we're doing all the beliefs and truths of everybody else, we're actually leaking our energy to other people. And what we're doing is we're being siphoned a lot of the time without even us knowing it, sometimes through TV, or our false truths, or our religion, or our government, or whatever, you name it. I go there. If somebody, and it's not my truth, I'm not judging. And also what's really important is to be so developed interiorly that you can observe another, still have your truth without judgment, and be neutral. Super important.
Do you
Yeah.
think there's actually layers of the truth? You have to peel it back like an onion. It's not really a selective thing. You're peeling away layers until you reach the absolute truth.
So I think that what happens is we're actually peeling layers of what we have already been indoctrinated with, or I think the truth is always within us. I think that it's something that is innate. I think that it's a lie. I think that's just another, in all honesty, it's just a lie that we are innately unconditional love. We are, and this is the near-death experiences that people, they know this, you know, and they come back and a lot of times they're like, wow, how do I integrate this? Or I am just going to integrate it. And I know my truth. I know where I come from. That was their experience. They feel unconditional love. They do those type of things. So we are that. And I think that once that you start with that basis, that it's easier to peel the negative and the things that we've learned through childhood and things like that. It's a lot easier to do that. But we also, I think the biggest one to peel back is the fear, right? Is the fear. But when you quiet your mind and you learn to quiet your mind and go interiorly and just sit for a moment, you can hear your inner voice. You can hear and ask to connect to the highest level of unconditional love. It's really good. It's really important to make those intentions, because just like emotions, there's many dimensions, there's many ETs, there's many different energies out there that would still, you're like connecting to a negative spirit guide or something, right? And they're going, ooh, I like this person. I can, you know, tell them to go this way or that way or whatever. There's only actually a certain percentage of people that can actually go high enough with a high enough intention to make it to unconditional, really unconditional love or cosmic love, because their heart is pure, or they want to seek the truth within so much, versus like people please somebody else or something else or whatever. So you really have to make your unconditional love, your warmth and feeling good, your joy, connecting to with your bliss, your ecstatic, feeling good in your own body, wanting to have those open eyes and that alive feeling, be able to see the world with healthy, more unconditional love versus judgment. So there's I mean, we could do, I think that I'm answering your
Well,
question
I
in
think
other words,
everybody
but
wants that. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody here wants that. I'm curious,
yeah.
how did you get the ability to do all this?
So when I was young, I had a very interesting childhood, and I had a very, I don't blame anybody. And so the number one thing also as a layer, as I'm telling the story, is victim energy. So once you release victim energy and you move forward, and even when you're telling your story and you tell your story from a perspective of like, wow, this really enriched my life and it forced me to grow, or, you know, it, you know, expanded me or whatever. So when I was young, I had an interesting life where I was inside a lot, or that I was, you know, put in my room, and I was pretty creative and naughty a lot. And so I was one of those ones that came forth and said, I want to learn to be me. I want to learn to be free. I want to bring, and I want to let people know that it's so cool to be authentic, no matter how cuckoo or weird or against the grain, or maybe you're with the grain. Maybe you're with the grain. Maybe that's too with you. There's no right or wrong here. So as you're doing that, you're a kid. If you don't have anybody to interact with, or, you know, if you don't, you develop a world that is, you start going inside and you listen to yourself. So it was really a blessing, right? And at the age of 12 or 13, I was pretty different than everybody else. I had really incredible physical abilities too. Like I was one of the youngest people that was being looked at for the swimming team, for an Olympic swimming team. I had developed a lot of like I was always the fastest runner. I was always, you know, really great in sports, and I was really strong. So somehow that this also developed through that period. And then after that, I would meet like a lot of indigenous leaders or indigenous people that were at the forefront of making change and getting rid of their like victim energy and trying to, you know, move their people, or, you know, whatever. So I got a lot of different perspectives from a lot of shamans, medicine men, gurus, whatever. And I also learned through that process to never give your power away to those people either, because we're all human in our own sense. So, but, you know, I didn't know why I was connecting with these people, but it's because my interior world was already very defined or spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I did is I spent a couple years out in the jungle
Wow.
and in isolation, and I was looked over by the tribe, and I did a series of diets where like I only ate like 4 or 5 things at once. Like I had 3 kinds of fish, some rice, and some green bananas, and that was for a period of almost a year.
Wow.
So yeah, and so that really developed my intuitive abilities. And the person that I was actually that was watching over me told me, he goes, I don't know who you are, whatever, but you're meant for this path. And like I would be able to look at a certain plant or an animal or a certain plant, identify that plant, sit with it, and it would talk with me and tell me what it could do in the body. So we don't necessarily, and I were able to a lot of times spiritually connect with a plant or a mineral in the ground and bring the essence or the spiritual essence of that up into the body and also for others and help them heal by just
amazing.
bringing that vibration in. So that was huge.
Yeah.
That was a huge gift that I could, and to be able to focus there. Right.
That's
Just like
awesome.
any of us, like you're, yeah, like, thank you. Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty magnificent
Andrea, I'm
to
going
be
to
able
have
to speak.
to run. Because I have 6 people waiting on me. But before I go, if people want to find out more about what you do, how do they find you? Do you have a website or a YouTube channel?
Yeah, vitalityunleashed.live.
vitalityunleashed.live. So you're doing this live.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's vitalityunleashed.live. Yes.
Well, I
yes,
hope you
yes.
come back next Saturday, and with our short amount of time, you can give us
Yeah.
some practical tips on how to improve our lives.
Sounds good.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andrea. I
Bye,
wish you
Jeff.
the best and have a great weekend.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. A big round of applause for Andrea. All right. Let's see. Fitzy Third is back in the waiting room. So he came back, but he kind of popped down in line. Oh, okay. Someone wanted to know that he's here. So yes, he's here. He is there. And we know Lakshmi, we know Fitzy. Sarah, Pamela, and somebody else may want to make sure that, yeah. And Levan is here. And as I said earlier, all right, hey guys.
Hey.
As I said earlier, Levan, well, I don't know. I wasn't really sure if it was Levan or his beautiful wife. Who did the artwork for this new mug?
Well, we both did together.
Okay. All right. Well, then they both did. If you see it there, that's our new one for the month. And they did a fantastic job. I think it's really cool. I think it's pinned to the video. You're allowed to pin stuff. Yeah. We just called it Spiritual Heart Mug. So thank you
Yeah.
guys. Personally, I get to thank you for the artwork.
I'm glad you appreciate it.
Yeah, I do. Well, what do you guys have to share this evening?
Well, so I was just wondering about all the things, like what commonality it has, right? So like the NDs, the psychedelic experience, our guides, angels, what else is there? I mean, all of that. So what's the common theme in all that?
Are you saying that what is the common theme about all the beings on the other side?
Like the main
Angels
theme.
and guides and
Mm-hmm.
the main theme. Okay, what is it?
The quality of it, and also people like who wants to speak about the truth, like like whoever comes to speak the truth. So what is common is that so they feel a quality of unconditional love. They say that you are unconditional love. There is no separation. Everything is one. And what else? Then you and the source are one energy. You're not separated from it, right? So all of this is the common theme. So now, so everybody, we must, pay attention to this really, because everyone is actually describing their truth or what they experience. They're describing it. So for example, if I just had like a smoothie, say a unique smoothie, maybe a dragon fruit smoothie or something like that. So I can come and say to you that, uh, that smoothie was nothing like any other smoothie. It was really delicious and all that. So what you can feel from that is you get one point that, oh, well, maybe it's delicious because the way I'm conveying it to you has a feeling to it.
That's
So
your
then
reality.
So you wanna, but if you want to taste it for yourself to know it, no matter what I describe to you, it's not even close to 1% of the real quality of the experience, right? So in the same way, so every people come and give descriptions. So we must mind that we must never be lost in words or descriptions. Rather, we must find out for ourselves. So from all that, if I'm unconditional love, then I want to know. I want to find out. I want to taste it. Because you see, all of us human beings, we want to wear, beautiful clothes, nice outfits and all that. Outside, we want to look really pleasant. But this is the internal world, right? Inner realm. So this is the most important thing, even than the physical appearance outside.
It sounds like you're saying that we come here to experience things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. So what happens is, as we experience, each person is experiencing it and then describing it to everybody, then that makes us to say that, well, let me find out what that is for real. So then what happens is we go within us. So how to do this is self-inquiry to find out, because we don't really know who, what our true quality is, our true essence. All we know is we just believe that the ego, right? The idea about ourself in our mind is a belief. We believe that that's us. So once you go within and inquire that, um, so what am I? Then it begins there. When you really are honest with yourself and go to find out, then that's it. The game over. Because what we're looking for outside, a change from outside, say the aliens, when will they come? To to create change, or what else are we looking for? Somebody, some political change, something outside, right? Outside world. But the real change must begin from within us. So the action is within us. So once we find out the truth, that who we really are, then what we are doing is we are bringing that closer, that aliens. So aliens, because they are us. Once, why are they not coming now? Is that energetically we are still not matching to them. So once we connect to our inner truth, then what happens? We hold the energy of truth. So that's like opening the door for them. We are making easier for them so that they can come even faster. So it's our job.
It sounds like tonight's theme is truth. You're the second
hmm
guest to talk about truth.
Yeah.
Well, have you have a lot of knowledge? Are you going to put this in a book?
Yeah, I could, but I want to speak, interact directly with. I like that to be, that's gonna be more,
Well,
because since
It sounds like what you're saying is you like, what are you guys, I know you have a YouTube channel. Do you live stream from it?
Well, I haven't live streamed anything
That's
yet.
that is an idea that we are exploring and trying to see if we can get people who are interested in doing longer, deeper discussions, like deep dives.
Yeah. What about, are you a member of our Discord?
Oh, no.
Well, you should join that, and because
Oh,
there's like 500-600 people in there, and everybody video chats,
I see.
and maybe
All
you
right.
guys can you can join they get together and video chat and hang. They even met together at the Ions conference, some of them. But that
Awesome.
might be a good place for you guys to start. Is you can just go in there and chat with everybody. And what you have to do, the Discord is free. You just go to discord.com and sign up for your free profile. And then you email me and I'll give you the link, because I have it posted, but I had to change it because trolls were going and trolling around, causing trouble. So I had to read that. But those are
Well,
what I'm hearing from you. Is it sounds like you want to do some sort of live. You like live action. You don't want to maybe post a video and let people watch it. You want to interact with people live.
Well, I do post some videos, but
yeah. Okay, what is the name of? Okay, I personally, in my opinion, it's hard for me to remember your channel name. I need to write it down. I think you should shorten it or something so we can easily, we can call it Levan's channel or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
If you say some of it, I'll remember. What it say? Give me a word or two.
Well, it's about ice and heart. Can you remember?
No, I know that something from the heart, I think.
You see, if you understand the meaning, then you don't have to remember. It's already there. So your eyes are blind when your heart is not open. So
that was it. That's the name of your channel?
the name of the channel is Blind Our Eyes Without an Open Heart.
Blind Our Eyes Without an Open Heart. All right. Put it in the description, in the chat, so people can find it.
Well, thank you for the, idea that we must join in that, disclosure.
Yeah. Yeah, you should do that. You guys should join.
Sure,
my wife wrote it down, so hopefully I will not forget it next time. It should be here. I need to tape it on the wall.
Yeah.
Levan, I've got to run. I have 5 people waiting on me. I got to keep the show timely tonight.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Thank you both for mug artwork. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Hopefully they'll see you on Discord.
All right, you guys take care. See you next week.
She really likes the M.
You're not the same person that you.
Sorry, what was that?
She was saying thank you for redoing the M.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything for you guys. Take care.
All right, y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And a big round of applause for Levan and his wife. Don't report. All right, we got Vicki here. Vicki Gold Ganesh is from Bangalore, India. He has been teaching us and giving us yoga poses. And I think he will have a yoga pose today, or at least he might. Check in with him and see if he has one. I have what they call a mesh unit, and the mesh unit takes my signal from my router and separates it, because my office is far from the router. Sometimes it just kind of does funky things, and so we found out on the line internet is unstable. It's doing that because we didn't unplug it. I think it happens what is your look tonight, Vicki?
It's the continuation of last time, hunting.
Oh, it's another hunter.
Yeah.
But now you got a cobra?
Yeah.
That's cool.
A cobra and a lion.
That's cool. That's a great job. You're a very creative guy, and I told everybody that they should check out your Halloween video, because I checked it out. It was really cool. So are you
Thank
going to
you.
be teaching us another yoga pose today?
Yeah, sure,
What can you show us today?
sure. Today I can show you about Ekapada Shirsasan.
What?
Ekapada Shirsasan. It's called Ekapada Shirsasan.
All right. Does it affect any of the chakras?
It actually helps us to ground.
For
It
grounding?
helps us to ground. When the person is too egoistic, it helps them to ground to the earth.
Interesting. Have you
Yeah.
ever do you know the yoga pose to cause a kundalini awakening?
Scorpion pose. Scorpion, all kinds of back bends help in Kundalini awakening.
Have you had a kundalini awakening from doing yoga poses?
No, actually, I practice Kundalini Reiki and I also practice chakra meditation.
Hmm.
So probably I must have had Kundalini awakening as such because I have the memories of 3 of my past lives. So Kundalini awakening does help to reconnect with one's past life easily.
Hmm.
So Kundalini awakening helps us to reconnect with our past lives, and also it helps us to time travel also.
Really?
That is
Have you done
in
time
the
traveling?
in the subtle way, not directly with the physical body, in a subtle way.
Is there
So,
anything that you have seen in the future that we can kind of, look forward to, or not look forward to, but have you seen anything?
I have seen this uh, a rare kind of robots that can perform driving, car
Hmm.
driving, and all kinds of mechanical jobs.
Hmm. All right.
Mechanical job, and I have also seen a camera which can capture wide range of distance. That is in a clear panorama. That is, if we fix a camera in one street, it can capture the entire location, a wide range of location.
Like
So such
360
kind of
degrees?
yeah, better than that actually. So that kind of vision I have had in 2005, around 18 years before.
Hmm. All right.
So
Just to let people know, if you're meeting Vicki for the first time, he is had his DNA changed or manipulated by ETs, where he has the Z chromosome. So he's not really a hermaphrodite, but he kind of is both genders, right?
yeah, both female and male.
Well, once you leave your body, you don't have a
Mm.
gender anymore anyways, right?
No, actually, in the spirit world, actually, we choose the gender as a part of our lesson, karmic lesson, to learn new lessons. So it is actually, as a soul, we don't have any gender, but we
Right.
choose to, we choose a particular gender for our life lessons.
Did you, I don't know if I've asked this before, but did you choose this Z chromosome pre-birth in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spirit world?
yeah. After my, I think I was buried in my last life with one of my sister, Maria or Anesthesia together. And that also could have contributed to me being both a female and a male. Because whenever I dress up as a female, I do feel a connection with my past life sister.
Hmm.
So that could be another. And also, I feel that the aliens have been tracking me right from 3 to 4 previous lives before, and they have actually been manipulating my genes. They have actually made me lonelier in each lifetime. In each lifetime, I was lonely.
They're making you lonelier?
So, yeah,
Why
and
would
they
they do
also,
that?
that is to create maturity in my Z chromosome.
Hmm.
Because as I mingle with other normal male or female, I may not realize that I'm both, and I may not have the chance to build up my creativity in my own unique way and download the messages which they are giving me.
All right. All right. Well, show us this yoga pose.
Yeah. So this is called Ekapada Shirsasana. Able to see?
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. If you can.
Oh, let me put some music on.
The opposite side.
What did you say? You can't do
The
both.
opposite side.
Is it possible to do both at the same time?
Yeah, that is called Dvipada Shirsasana.
You have amazing flexibility.
And this is the relaxation stretch after the pose.
That one's called what?
So,
Octopus?
relaxation stretch after this pose, Ekapada Shirsasana.
That's cool.
So this is the fourth Tibetan rite or the table pose, which is practiced as the relaxation after the Ekapada Shirsasana.
Do you think that you practice more meditation or yoga?
I practice praying and meditation and yoga, all the three equally, but more of dance and yoga.
All right. Do you want to dance today?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me set the camera properly so that I can dance.
All right.
Yeah.
Vicki, great job. What I love about you is your artistic ability and how you're able to express your art.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vicki. I got to run. I got 5 people waiting on me, but maybe we'll see you back next week.
Yeah, sure.
Was there something you're showing me there real quick?
Yeah, just my creation, artistic creation.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
Mm.
All right, Vicki, you have a great weekend. We will see you
Thank you.
later. And a big round of applause for Vicki. All right, Sarah's up next. Do you know Sarah? I should have announced this earlier. There's a Sarah's in line and Pamela is next. Do we know Sarah? Nicola's there, and Nicola I can see down there. We've had her as a guest. This one's Sarah. So while we're waiting just to check in on Sarah real quick, if you're there in the chat, please let us know. Just tell us hi in the chat. So yeah, tomorrow is the NDE I was telling you about that you've got to watch. About this guy that his soul group also re-experienced his life review, which makes a lot of sense that we bring our experiences back for everybody else to they want to experience it. And then after that, the day after that, I recorded, I believe it was yesterday, with Susan Giesman. She's really, and that was a really good interview. I asked her, you know, most of the time I think people talk to her about her experiences, but we didn't really go into like her life story. I asked her all kinds of other things. So if you know of Susan Giesman, I think you'll really enjoy that one. And I recorded one today. What was the one? I had another one today. There's the one that I was telling you about. And I said in the very beginning this morning, the one today I was talking about how you can manifest bad things too if you're careful. He had this saying that when you are worrying, you are praying bad things. Very, very. All right. So I don't know if Sarah's here or not. I don't know if I want to take a chance and having to sit up later and edit and re-edit this video if it's what we call a background person here. I wish Sarah, if she's there, she could be just waiting on the sidelines, sitting on Zoom and not watching the YouTube video. I haven't seen Sarah in chat, which is what Joey says. Anybody else? Luke says don't. All right, what about Pamela? Is Pamela there? Let's see if Pamela is there. I'm just going to kind of call out names. I know Nicola, I know Michael Suarez, and we know Fitzy Third. Pamela is here. Is that you, Pamela? Maybe that's higher vibrations. So let's bring in high vibrations. He's saying don't do it. M is the jam. Tao of Miracles. Is that Sarah? See what it says, Tao of Miracles? Check that one out. Sorry, we have to. Kind of looks, this person here, the picture. Tao of Miracles is Sarah. Okay. We'll take a chance. Hope for the best. Sarah,
I'm here.
it's you. Sorry to make you put you through this. It's just that we get people that come in and start doing craziness, and I have to re-edit my video. So we're trying to preemptively stop that.
Understood.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Where are you? That background is very interesting.
Well, I'm in the Northeast,
Oh,
but this
that's
is
a
taken
green
from a
screen.
picture. Yeah, it was taken from a picture when I went to India.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Are you of Indian descent?
I am not. I am, hold on, I'm trying to turn you off on my phone so there's no feedback, but that's just not working. So can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, Where are you living at now?
I'm in the Northeast. I moved back here a couple of years ago because my mom's in her 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Austin, Texas, Sedona,
right up the
Santa
street.
Fe before I came here.
Cool. Awesome.
So I came on because I just recently subscribed to your podcast and I was really excited to find it.
Thank you.
And it's been great. I've been listening for a week or two and I was just working on the computer and I saw that you went live and I said, oh my gosh, I have to push myself to be visible because I'm a childhood experiencer.
Of what?
I was given my life purpose when I was 9 years old and I went into fear and shock and basically hid out doing corporate work and things like that. And of course, no one ever believes the stories, but recently more people have, and I just kept it on the down low. In 2016, I was going to, well, actually in 2014, I was going to finally get regressed because I stayed away from it my whole life because of so much fear and terror and things like that. Even though I was trying to figure out consciousness and trying to understand everything that happened to me my whole life. And so I wrote a book. I wrote all of my memories down before I did this regression. And that was a whole other journey into a galactic war millions of years ago, right at the start of it. And since I was on a spiritual path, I joined spiritual groups. I've been a meditator for decades, maybe over 30 years. So I've really been trying to come at consciousness from science and spirituality at the same time. I had a degree in biochemistry to understand the human and what we are and what we're made of, and of course got into physics from that. And on top of all that, the more you go deeper into spiritual practice, I found all these incredible miracles showing up in my life.
Cool.
So I could talk for hours and years. Oh, and I saw a tall white creature on the side of the road right by Gilgo Beach when I was 21 years old in a car late at night on a Tuesday with a good
I'm sorry, say that again. You saw what on the beach?
A tall white creature that was not human, right by Gilgo Beach on Long Island.
Where is this beach?
Where I grew up.
Gilbo Beach?
You've probably heard of the Long Island serial killer. He did all of his killings, or a lot of them, buried the bodies in Gilgo Beach. It's a very deserted stretch of Ocean Beach Parkway with no lights, nothing. It's very deserted, especially in the middle of the week. And my friend and I were going to a place called the Oak Beach Inn, and it was a summer evening, and I felt him before I saw him, and I'm screaming at my friend to roll up the windows, and as soon as I did that, we see this creature on the side of the road, and it had elongated eye sockets, but rectangular the long way. And it had bony protrusions here, and I call it right where Princess Leia braids were. And it was wearing a shiny tracksuit, and it had a white funnel, and it pushed the substance, this white powdery sparkly substance, in the direction of our car. And we were screaming, and the first thing I did was look at, I didn't lose any time because I had a whole history of childhood abductions. Sometimes I lost time, sometimes I didn't. And we didn't lose any time. And then there was a Dolores Cannon book that I read in 2014. This is what took me down the path to a regression, because I wanted to know what happened. A woman on the West Coast in Long Beach, California, described a very similar situation where she had a crack on her windshield and she didn't know how she got the crack. Now, I have a missing memory because I know we didn't lose any time, but I don't know what happened to that powdery substance that came out of the funnel. It should have hit the car. It should have gone flying past us. I have no recollection of it. So that's when I wanted to get regressed. So that finally took me, because I didn't want to revisit the childhood stuff. So anyway, I have kept all of this under wraps for decades. Even though I wrote a book, even though I kind of pulled it back when I started to publish it, because I got a lot of harassment, let's just say that, from military type beings.
Wow.
So yeah, so this has been a big deal for me to just come out and talk about it. So I am really grateful for the opportunity just to start a conversation and say thank you for, letting me be a guest here, just to start talking.
I mean, maybe we should have you as a full 1 hour guest. I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of fascinating things to talk about.
I could talk for decades.
So this white thing that you saw, that was an ET? Or what?
It was when I got regressed. That was the one thing I did see when I got regressed. And I got to see, like, after this happened, I went home. I was 21 or 22. I was living at my mom's house back from college. And I called my boyfriend, and he called my other friend who was with me, and she wouldn't talk about it. And she would not be my friend after that incident because it was too much for her to handle. She would never talk about it again. She wouldn't be my friend again. Complete cognitive dissonance. And when I got regressed, it was very traumatic being regressed because I got to see what happened. If you want to hear what happened, the car slowed down to the side of the road. I got to see the scene lit with the headlights by the car because it was pitch black. And the creature was holding my friend by the shirt collar with 3 long bony fingers. We were pulled out of the car. And I was nothing happened because I was pulled out of the scene in my regression because I started to, get very emotionally involved in it. And instead of reenacting it, she said, just watch the scene from afar. So what happened was that my higher ups, because I'm a starseed, and I've had this whole childhood, whatever. I mean, this is going to take hours to unpack. So he was basically told, no, you can't have these people. You can't harm these people. And he stopped. And that was that. He got higher orders from the higher up or whatever and let us go.
So he was there for malicious intent.
He was. And the shocking thing about this was when I went back decades later to try and figure out where that happened. Because I knew it was right before we hit the Oak Beach Inn, coming from a certain place on Long Island, because that's where I, was my stomping ground as a late teenager, early 20-something. And so I retraced the steps, and then I saw Gilgo Beach. And then after that, there were many murder suspects. I mean, the bodies were found there. And they found a couple of bodies that were really, really old. That didn't seem to work in the Gilgo Beach prostitute ring killer. And I always wondered if I was lucky and someone else got it. I don't know.
Do you have any evidence of things that you have seen, like pictures or video of ETs or anything?
I don't. I have pulled, when I was 6 or 7, I had a little, I don't know what to call it. It wasn't medical. It wasn't plastic. It was like a little fork, tree branch in the calf of my leg. And when I was a kid, and I pulled it out and the skin came out, and I was so terrified by it, and I threw it on the rug. And I was 6 or 7 when that happened. And I'm like, how would that get in my leg? And I didn't know about it. And then later on, I found smaller ones like that in my upper leg. And I tried to save them, and then gone, absolutely gone. So I don't know what happened to them. It was like they were removed. But no, I don't have pictures, but I have lots of, that was back in the day before we had cell phones. That was in the late, like maybe early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, that's almost the time of the beeper. Well, I guess that was past the beeper. Beeper was the early 90s.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Sarah, I need to run because I got 6 people waiting on me. But if people want to check out your book, is it out? And if so,
it's not. I'm going to rework the first introduction because when I wrote it, I was still in shock and processing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to rewrite it. It's got the memories and then the impressions. It's got what they brought me to a burned out planet when I was 9 years old, and I was told you were to stop this from happening on Earth, and I went to panic. So it's got that whole scene. It has the regression in it. So I'm going to be redoing it. It's called Ancient Entanglements. But it'll probably be a couple months before I have it out.
Talk again. Do you have any way if people want to reach out to you? You have a YouTube
so
channel or something?
The book that I was working on was about, I didn't plan to going into this disclosure. I was leaving that behind. I didn't want to be known for that. I didn't want to talk about it. And I was really talking about how do we use these human bodies for our ascension and our evolution? And that's what has been so important to me. That's what I've been learning myself through the years, through meditation, through spirituality. So I put up a website because I was working on this other book, which is mostly done. It has to be rewritten again, the final editing. It's called Tao of Miracles, Tao of Miracles. And my website, which is mostly done, work in progress, is sarahpowell.com.
Right.
SARRAH Powell.com.
All right, cool. Sarah, thanks for coming and sharing
Thank
with us.
you so much
really
for letting me
appreciate
just
you.
start to have this unravel. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, have a great evening. Oh, she's gone. We'll still give her a round of applause, though. All right, did we ever figure out about Pamela? Is Pamela? Did anybody ever say anything about if Pamela is here in the chat? I don't remember. I thought somebody said they were Pamela. I'm not really sure on that. I have to wait a second because my recording is about 10 or 15 seconds ahead of what you see from the stream. Oh, higher vibrations is Pamela. All right. Pamela. And Leslie Kings is here. I haven't seen Leslie in a while. Pamela, are you there?
Hello. Oh, my light's really bright.
Wow, you have a really cool background.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you for trusting my last name. I know it sounds like I could be somebody else.
Well, if you had seen what other people post, I don't know if you've been here for that.
One of them.
Okay, so you can imagine that why people may be suspicious if you saw the other type of content that was brought here.
Yeah.
Anyways, where are you based out of?
I'm actually I just barely relocated from extreme northern northeastern Washington state to Houston, Texas.
Oh, you're down the street from me.
Well, now I'm in Houston. Yeah, I'm down the street from you in Houston.
Well, I'm in San Antonio. I mean, I just got down the street, and well, it's really 3 hours, but Texas is so big, as you probably are learning.
Trying to. This is a temporary stop for me. That's actually why I'm joining you. I would like to tell you what's going on and energetically, and is that all right with you?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so there's a lot to this story, but I'm going to brief it up in saying that I've had multiple NDEs in my life. I had a lot of childhood trauma, and I was a trafficked child until I was 14.
Well, maybe we should. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but maybe we should have you just as a regular guest.
I would love to
save that, because if you've had all these NDEs and or you could, I don't know how you can give a teaser to the audience. How about that? So we can get them excited to want to watch the whole video.
Well, the important part, I guess, what I would say is what we're doing right now because of what I learned in these NDEs.
What do you mean? What are you doing right now?
So that's why I'm in Houston, Texas, is that I've come here to heal and to assist the bringing of many. We're participating in a festival through sologynetwork.com. It's kind of small, but for so far this gathering, but this is what's important about this. I didn't understand this Sology had anything to do with it or anything. I just knew I was supposed to come here to heal this last little bit before I go to Arkansas and start a spiritual community.
Wow.
And I've been doing this since I was 14, so 30 years of my life. And here we are.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but many of my guests are ending up or have been in Arkansas. I really considering Arkansas. Where are you going to relocate to? What part?
To Noah's Ark, which is actually the North Ozark.
Oh, Noah's no, yeah,
It's
you
Noah's
mean
Ark.
like
That's how I got the message.
like
You're going to Noah's Ark. Sorry.
Fayetteville, or what is the other, Bentonville, or
Very
the other
close to
place?
Fayetteville.
What the other place is where Dolores Cannon's from? What is that town called? Eureka
don't-
Springs.
Mhm.
That's where she's from. There's a big UFO festival there too, or something every.
I believe it.
We'd never think that for Arkansas, right? But I think it's
Well,
really, it's
you know,
there's a lot of crystals in Arkansas, a lot of minerals and diamonds. I think the world's largest diamond was found there. Anyways, it's a much more spiritual place, I think, than people realize.
well, the mountains themselves are actually massive crystals. The only incarnation I had before this one, we moved them before the deluge, and we put them barely. There's like 7 of them, but in Arkansas there are 3, and we just put them barely under the ground. And so I haven't been there before yet. I've been meant to stay on the West Coast my entire life until the 1st. So on 1/1/1, we left to come to Houston. And I left all of my belongings because I was told to. My 9-year-old star child came with me. And we left our whole life behind except for some suitcases and my computer.
That's
and this
amazing.
green screen.
What is this thing you're involved in? Soulology or what?
Sology. So it's S-O, it's like soul, O-G-Y.
O-G-Y.
Network.com.
Sology Network. I was just kind of curious. What is that all about? Yeah, they got a big, looks like they got a big website and stuff. It's legit.
And there's so far there's quite a few already coming. The festival is going to be December 8th, 9th, and 10th.
That's like just a festival that's going to be going on in Houston.
Yeah, and this is what's really cool about this story is so in June I started getting this information that I needed to do some kind of. I saw it as like a retreat, and I kept. I felt like I couldn't do it, like I didn't have enough time. And then all of these other people that I do Zooms, and I'm a practitioner, kept telling me the same thing. But Spirit kept telling me, don't worry about it. It's going to take care of itself. Because I was like, how am I supposed to do this? And 3 days later, Todd Medina, who is like the main guy for Sology Network, he called me and said, I'm doing a festival in December. And he didn't even get a chance to finish telling me when I was saying yes. I knew I needed to be here for this now moment. And the more that we can get here for this healing, the better. There's the last block of density in this place. And I got to tell you, I came here from a town of 5,000 people, Sasquatch country, and I'm right in the center of the cobweb of Houston, and it's dense.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Is this going to be an online event? Because one of my guests, Elsa Dillon, she's part of it, and I know she's in Australia. Unless
she's planning to come.
She's coming to Houston.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. If you guys haven't seen that video, you guys watching should check it out, because like
she's my sister. I talk to her.
Her whole family got like abducted or something with her kids, and they draw ETs and everything.
She has 8 children, and they're all awake.
Wow, are they all going to Houston?
I think 2, the older 2 daughters will be coming. Is the plan. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's people coming from Canada. I know 5 or 6 people coming from Australia. There are people coming from England, at least 3 or 4 coming from England, Netherlands, Amsterdam. There's people coming from across the planet to do this healing that've been called here.
And what is the goal of this healing?
So, the short version is we've been doing planetary work for a long time. You know this, starting in 1999, really. And we've been going up in this astral way and like healing the planet over time. The planet, it looked almost like the snake skin sloughed off, and there were 2 Earths. And then there was an umbilical cord that still caused the vibration of the frequency of old Earth, new Earth. And so we had to sever this cord, this umbilical cord, this like tether, like soup can phone, you know what I mean, with a string.
Right.
That's the vibration coming from this what's it called, revelations, kind of like apocalyptic timeline or whatever. And so what was left though was this little nub and this tar density. This happened in January 2021 when we were doing this part. What's really cool about this story, by the way, is as I've been doing group Zooms, I've been meeting the same faces that I saw doing it all of those years that they were all there. And I drew this map in a half meditation state in the middle of the dark. Didn't even realize that's Texas. To be truthful, I've never ever thought that this would be a place I would come to. No offense, it's just
That's okay.
you know, why do people come to Texas? I still don't know, but it's right now we're here to do this because for one reason or another. So you look at the planet, and we've been pushing all the density like this, and now it's just in this one spot where we are.
Are you guys all like together at this point in one place, like staying in some building or something?
I'm by myself with my daughter at this time. I came early because I needed to purge all of my belongings. Everybody's leaving behind everything that made up who they are, that got them to this point is all gone. All the identity kind of stuff, spiritually speaking, just no more labels of any kind. For me, that had to be the energy of all of my belongings. And so we got rid of everything and came here early. Most people won't be coming until.
Where are you staying? Like an apartment or something?
So the beautiful people of Soloy, they're giving me a place to stay. I'm in an apartment that's not been used right now, that's still available. So, and again, look at this perfect synchronicity. There's no coincidence is what I meant to do the air quotes for. Is there was a vacant right when I was guided. They said, go now. And I think that I needed to come now because I wouldn't have gotten rid of all my stuff. I was trying to ship my stuff to Arkansas.
Right.
And it was a hard thing to do.
It's so much easier to just get rid of, and to get rid of to move. I mean, that like one likes moving. That's packing and unpacking is a nightmare, but
yeah,
it's much. Yeah, I mean, that's so much easier if you can just get rid of everything and start over.
Yeah. Cool. And what do you really need, right? What do you really need?
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Well, yeah, you should contact me off stream, and we should set you up because I think you had 3 NDEs. I'm sure people want to hear about
5.
that, and 5. Okay, and I'm really curious, and I will save it for the podcast about this. Is your I think you said your second only incarnation. So what have you been doing for eternity?
You want me to tell you now?
Before you can hint to me, you can give me a little snippet. I'm assuming you have star family or something, so I'm assuming you were on another planet before here.
I wasn't. I watched a nebula form while I remotely experienced every incarnation playing itself out over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. I was kind of mad about the deluge because we were almost, the odds of it working the way we were trying to do it right then were very, very low. Yeah. And then when it went the way it did, some of us, we just did some refugee kind of help and then went and sulked for a very, very, very long time.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm higher vibrations on YouTube too, if anybody wants to find me that way.
All right. Have you have a YouTube, you got videos and stuff up already?
Yeah, I've got like 5,000 subscribers, and
awesome.
I've been doing this for a little bit. So
that's great. All right, so everybody check it out, Higher Vibrations, and then we'll be seeing you soon. I got to keep going. We got people waiting, but thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, she's already gone. We'll give her a big round of applause. All right, Michael's here. Let's see what's up with Mike and what he's up to. As we're waiting for him to drop by. Then we got Nicola. Nicola was a guest a long time ago. I don't know, maybe a year ago? I told her to come tonight about being a galactic shaman. So we're going to talk to her. And then we have Leslie. He'll play some music for us. Michael, are you there?
Hi, Jeff. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Good evening.
Good evening. Looks like you're a teacher there. You've got your chalkboard behind you and you're ready to give us a lesson.
Yes. And how is that? Oh, okay. It's backwards though. But that's okay. I'll do the best. I'll do the best I can.
I like that. I'd like you to teach us that chart. I mean, I see bathroom relief and washing. I remember you said that last week.
So, okay, so let me just tell you really quick, Jeff. And again, good night to everybody. I'm appreciative to be here to share, some space with you. I did feel to come on and talk about dreams. I've been working on, particularly on Instagram, but I've been posting a lot in general. But one of the things that I've been working on, I've had clients and friends who brought up dreams about houses or homes, right? And I'm going to do an example. And that got me working, though, on the metaphysics to help clarify to people what's going on in dreams of the house symbol and then the rooms within the house symbol, because it's very systematic, right? So I'll explain that first. So a house is us. That's our soul, okay? So the inside of the house is the inside of the soul. How would I know this intuitively? If I go inside your house, Jeff, and you're not there and I walk around, I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you reflected. Maybe did he do the dishes? Oh, those are his children. This is whether he makes his bed or not, right? So I'm seeing your soul. So dreams use the house symbol as a symbol for our soul. And then the rooms within the soul represent different emotional experiences that we would associate with each room. So really quick, before I talk about the house a little bit more, and an easy example is the bathroom. The bathroom is energetically connected to the idea, typically of one of two things, right? Relief. Oh, I need to use the bathroom. I need to pee, right? Right? Or purifying and washing themselves, which is also usually associated with urgency. Oh, I just can't wait to take a shower. But I want to, so probably when I talk about this, and I'm going to try to be measured because there's a lot of stuff here. So maybe I'll come on another time and I'll do a part 2, but this will introduce it. But I want to explain the house, and then I want to give a little bit of an example to make it really clear, when I interpret it for someone. And they're both relatively short. So the house, I had a person who dreamt that they were trying to get back home. Okay, that's the main thing I want everybody to get. Because this is this is kind of like a school dream. It's fairly common. So this person, and this is while we were sitting at dinner last Thanksgiving. Somebody in my family says, "Oh, I had this dream. In the dream, I'm trying to get back home. I'm on this highway, and on this highway there are all these crowds, and there are explosions and fires, and it's all sort of like overwhelming as I'm trying to get back home." That's it. Okay, that's the dream. So boom, good, we got that. Now I thought to myself, I didn't immediately get it. It took me a second. But then I said to her, I just explained to her the symbolism. Like hieroglyphics, we can translate this. I was like, okay, well, I know from experience that going back home would be, the home is the soul. So this means you are getting, you feel alienated from yourself and you're trying to get back to yourself. Now, let's get deep here for a second. We are trying to get back to our authentic self. That's what's being dreamed about here. And that's something we can all associate with, okay? Now, what's happening to her on the highway? The highway is the highway of life, the experience we are all having, right? That we're all sharing, we're traveling. On the highway are the things that are blocking her or distracting her from getting back home. So for example, this could be like social media, and in real practical life, it could be like social media, news, right? And how does that manifest in the dream, my friends? That manifests as crowds, all the different voices, bombs, fires. What's a fire? Something that can spread and be dangerous. When we think about the modern news, right, we can see that maybe this person was, and I know this, I actually know them, and I know that their spouse is really into deep political, emotional news. So, so now here's where I know as a dream detective, all of a sudden it goes fully, is that when I just told her what I thought it was really quick, she began to cry. Okay. As soon as I see that, that's not the first time that happens. That tells me what? It's like if me and you are talking about something in therapy, and then suddenly we get to the heart of the matter, which is what dreams always do. Dreams are brutally honest. That's how much they love you. They will say what needs to be said, even if it's like, you're addicted to this, or you're struggling with this, or you're, that you have this ugly habit. It will tell you. So anyway, okay, I'm just gonna say a little bit more. So we have the house or the soul again, right? And then we have the different rooms. And we also have like the doors, the windows. Each of these things represent the language that the dream is talking in. I'll use one other fun example really quick. I think it's a really great one. So we would be like, hey, so we know we got a soul here. So what is the state of the basement? What's going on with the basement, right? So what's going on if we learn about a dreamer who's dreaming that they're in their basement, digging around in boxes, trying to find something? Well, the basement, unsurprisingly, represents buried emotions, the things buried from your past, even buried secrets. So when you're going in there, the person's trying to reconcile their past, right? Again, this is this would represent, things that happened to you in the past, or work with your family, your quote unquote inner child. All of it, again, is reflected in the house. And I'll close by saying I had a person who was actually in their childhood house and they were vacuuming, right? And this was when they were working on themselves in their life, right? They went back and they're working on their past. Metaphysically, it's what's being, and symbolically, it's being shown in the dreams. So I hope I did that justice in terms of just sharing a little bit about the miraculous process of our dreams. It is something like I said, I've been talking about on Instagram, and just doing a series where I do go room by room.
All right. Well, Michael, your YouTube channel is called The Dream Detective. I guess you also have a Facebook and website with the same name.
Yes. Yeah. I have a digital web page.
You froze up for a second
all
there.
Connected.
You were frozen.
Yes, all of that, Jeff. All those things you mentioned, pretty much.
So if you guys want to find out more about Michael, you can find him there. Are you ever still giving free dream interpretations in the Discord?
I don't know if I would say I get free, but I mean, I think everybody who knows me, I go in there and I comment and I answer people's questions and we talk about their dreams, and then basically if it's super long, I'll let the person know okay, we need to book a session. And actually that's how it's worked. I've connected with people, and then other people, we just have really awesome conversations in the Discord about all sorts of stuff, including dreams.
Cool. All right, Michael. Well, they know where to find you. Thank you for popping in. We appreciate you.
Thanks for the show. Have a great weekend.
All right, bye-bye. And a big round of applause for Michael. And let's bring in Nicola. See what she's been up to since our last time together. I hope she knows what podcast number she is. It's about to be. Hello, Nicola.
Hi, how are you?
Great to see you again. How have you been?
I've been really well, actually. Yeah, really good. I was sitting here having a little bit of a meditation before you come on, so I do apologize.
Then you're ready for us. That's okay. Do you remember what number you were? What meditation number? I mean, not meditation. That was on my brain. What?
Oh God.
What podcast number? Let me see if I can Google it real quick. Nicola Light.
Yeah,
right?
It was Nicola. Yeah, it was in the summer.
It looks like it was about 5 months ago.
Yeah.
It was number 816. And where are you in? Are you in? I'm trying to remember, but it's coming back to me. Are you in New Zealand?
No, I'm in UK.
Oh, all right. I was wrong. It didn't come back to me then. I was wrong about that. In the UK. Well, thank you so much for staying up so late. It's got to be like what, 2 or 3 in the morning?
Yes, it's moving on to 3 o'clock. But it's absolutely fine. I had a little snooze before the sort of time for 2. But yeah, no, it's all good. And it's really interesting actually that it was the lady that I was listening to. So I was sort of pinging in and out from my laptop and my phone. I have to be sort of a little bit quiet on my speech because of not wanting to wake up the house.
Oh, okay. Well, I can hear you just fine.
You could hear me fabulous.
So you
was,
wrote to me and you were talking about, and I look like I had it in my notes there about being a galactic shaman, but there's a lot more to it now. What do you have to add to that? What's going on for you?
Yeah, it's really interesting because, as I was saying, listening to, I think it was Pamela, the lady before, we're talking about zoology.
Do you know about zoology?
Yeah, I do. I know.
Really?
I've spoken to Todd Medina before.
Wow,
really,
that's amazing.
very, very committed.
Are you going to Houston?
No, I'm not. I would love to have done, but yeah, it's not on the cards at the moment. So synchronicities haven't aligned, but really, really interesting. Very, very committed in talking to many, many people. So he's somebody maybe you might want to align with. But
I was going to say, yeah, maybe I need to meet him. That's amazing, though, that we got. I mean, what a coincidence that we had her and you both know of it. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, the main thing really, what I sort of really wanted to sort of come on and share about was the connection to our galactic family members, and sort of like really sort of going into into the sort of understanding of our evolution, of our connection with who we truly are. And
I'm so sorry. Can I just stop you for one moment? I hate to interrupt, but since we're short on time, what's amazing is you've had an NDE. This woman earlier has had an NDE. Was the NDE something that started your contact with the galactics? Was that the catalyst that started it, or was the contact with the galactics something that happened pre-birth?
I'm unsure of that detail of that information, but what I'm sort of getting when I speak to many people is with the NDEs and the experience of a perceived idea of being in a death situation regarding water. So drowning. So as a child, I sort of went through that experience. And with water, it sort of brings in almost like a passageway, almost like a birth canal. So since our conversation, this is sort of information that I've been sort of trying to unpack in sort of getting to the truth of who we truly are and how we tend to sort of transcend a sense of self. So we identify ourselves with somebody that we're born into, into a belief system and a programming from who we think that we are, and then we sort of go through this evolutionary step of connecting to our star multi-dimensionality, and we start to download all of this intelligence about ourselves, which we might call it the awakening. Some people might be listening that wouldn't be quite understanding any of this because you're not at that stage of the evolution to understand it, but for those that are, will completely get it. And sort of listen to Pamela when she was talking about, sort of releasing all of her items and moving somebody somewhere. It's a real sort of urgency that you've got to deconstruct the old life and into the new.
Is that something I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is that something that you could do? Could you see yourself getting rid of everything and moving like that?
I've already done it.
You've already done it. When did that happen?
It's crazy.
How did that
so
happen?
It was through a breakup of a relationship, and breaking down of connections with family members that really didn't understand my journey. And it sounds so crazy, is that you get this sort of feeling of wanting to travel, wanting to express this information to assist others in their rise, and it's a real calling to do so. So everything that you have in your life holds a beautiful experience, but you have no attachment to it. And this sort of deconstruction is this sort of innate sort of understanding, is that you come in on your own and you go out on your own, and everything that you sort of align with during that process is is a nice experience of it. You know, sort of the tops that we might wear, and my Buddha head sort of comes with me to an extent. So I
Yeah, I
have,
like
I
that.
you know, I do have items. But there are key things, you know, like things like a crystal or something that you might really like, you know, that really sort of still aligns, still resonates. But we know that on our journey that whatever is presented is then experienced. So it's aligning for us, through us, rather than I need to hold on to this, I need to hold on to that, I need to hold on to this. It's there's no sense of wanting to have stuff. But if it comes your way, it's nice to experience during that time that it's with you. So I totally get what she says, but if you sort of looked at it from somebody that hasn't gone through the experience, you'd be like, what? Why would you do that? So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so I totally get what she says. Totally get what she says. But things sort of come round again, and then you settle somewhere, and then things happen to sort of get you into that space where, you know, where you want to start creating a sense of a newness about yourself. So yes, I have deconstructed an awful lot of stuff.
Let me ask you something here. You
Yeah.
classify yourself as a galactic shaman, right? So, two questions. What makes you a galactic one versus just a shaman here on Earth? And what does a galactic shaman do that a native shaman wouldn't do from some culture, indigenous culture?
Yeah. So the shaman is the same. What a shaman will do is transmute negative energy. Okay. If you're looking at an earthbound shaman, you're looking at working in the dimensions within the construct, so the matrix system. So you have ancestral alignment. So you would go in, you get soul fragmentation from this earthly plane. When you're talking galactic shamans, you're looking at through all time and space and multidimensionality. So if I was working with somebody, you're working with somebody that actually has soul fragmentation or healing from a multidimensional aspect perspective. So if you would work with somebody and there's maybe there was a galactic war and somebody had a real bad death as an Arcturian, I don't know, sort of any particular star race, you would go into the energetic field and then connect in the quantum field into that soul's alignment to that multidimensionality and heal the multidimensional aspect so that the multidimensional aspect can come in and integrate into that person's energetic field. So we're aiming to get the soul into a sense of oneness. So an earthbound shaman would do that for the human. What I do is that I work in the quantum field and then work with multi-dimensional aspects to integrate into oneness and assisting galactic fragmentations of soul. Does that make sense? So you're working in different frequencies of light, and so when you're connecting with somebody, I can connect with them and integrate their energetic bodies through myself, align to them. So I am you, you are me. I bring myself into that connection, and then I allow myself to go in through all time and space, and then using light language, connect with that person, connect with the galactic alliance, and then allow that integration to come in. So as we sort of move into our oneness and state of being, we're downloading aspects of ourselves. So you'll be able to access information, and this is what happens in an NDE, in that you're connecting with multi-dimensional aspect integration as well as actually the experience from a human perspective. So we're bringing ourselves back in so as we ascend in, we're gathering our connections with all of our galactic beingness. So I've integrated my Palladian aspect, so I can gather information and run the data through my field, Arcturian aspect of myself, so I can go in and upgrade templates of in somebody's energetic field. So it, and a mantis being, which was quite a struggle to integrate, to be honest with you. That was quite a large energy that comes in. So I wanted to sort of come on really just to sort of say to people is that it's an interesting journey, yes, when you're awakening through the process of understanding yourself as a human on this earth plane, but also the alliance with and connecting to our galactic multi-dimensional aspects and families is another step forward in the evolution of the soul's journey. And with that, all these gifts start to come in, which is sort of quite a profound experience in itself, because you're really letting go of the ego during that process. You're allowing yourself to be guided through the process as you start to gather all of yourself back in again. Does that make sense? I hope that does.
Yeah, and as I sit with you, I start to remember our podcast together. One was that I think at the end you spoke in light language. That's right. Yeah, I started remembering that. And also, you had your NDE. You drowned or something. You were at the beach and you kind of slipped into the water when you were a little girl.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it all comes back to me. Just it takes a minute to kind of sit with a person and remember. So if people want to find out more about what you're doing, you have a website?
Yes, so it's called nicolalight.com. So it's nice and easy.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have a YouTube channel as well.
What is that? Also
like
Nicola
Pamela.
Light?
Yeah, Nicola Light. Yeah, I've got a small following, but it's growing beautifully.
That's great. And I think on your channel you do a lot of light language videos, right? Right.
Yeah, I've started to an awful lot more pure channeling with my galactic multi-dimensional aspects. Yes, so I would go into different frequencies, and each individual frequency with each individual star family lineage, you would have a different light language dialect that would come forward. So I would sort of come in and get information and pure channel in light language and then interpret it into English. And so what those codes do is give us a sense of remembrance, rather than going through the amnesia of like what's going on. The codes give you a remembrance into your spiritual journey. So those videos are sort of really quite helpful. So some codes bring forward activations, and also the codes bring forward remembrance, which we're all trying to remember back into who we truly are. So I hope that sort of assists people in understanding that light language is, and sounds very, very crazy, but there are so many people who are starting to ignite their light language.
Well,
and that's where I sort of come in and help them.
What's fascinating with light language is not only the vocal and the verbal part, but there's a lot of things going on with the hands too.
Yeah. Yes.
Usually, for channelers, I usually make this offer, and I'm going to offer to you as well. If you ever feel like if you're ever up and you can't sleep and you feel like channeling and you're willing to do it, come by and channel for us. And I just take the questions for the channel right out of the chat.
Yeah.
So if you're ever up for it next week or whenever, pop in. I start a little earlier. I'm almost finished. I'm actually usually should be done by now. But if you come in and I can catch you, I'll bring you in first, because I know you're in England and it's late over there. But if you ever want to do that, I think the audience would like that too, because they like, they get to participate in the channel.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Cool.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yes, thank you
Well,
for the invitation.
well, great. I have to run because I'm in what I call overtime already. But before I
Yes, that's no
go,
problem.
do you want to give us some light language or anything before we take off? If you
Yes,
feel
let
up
me
to it,
just
I know
check,
it's
see
late
if
and if
there's
you
any.
might be tired.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me just sort of check in. So, so when I get information come forward, I sort of feel it through the eye. So I draw it down into my my third eye, so I can connect to my multidimensional aspect. So I'm getting a bit of a download at the moment. Sort of many people might be experiencing that. So just know that if you're experiencing these really sort of strange sort of twitches, you're just basically downloading data, which is information. Thank you. Okay, let's see what we're going to say. Okay, we're just bringing it in. Thank you. Alagianto to osmakiato ufrabakianto to ufrabatekianto to ufra. Alakiuto to basimakios bakiato to ufrabakianto to ushnakiata. Abakush liukut ufrabakianto to asimakiata asiana. It is all about the expression of your light to allow yourself to grow and expand into the understanding of who you truly are. Thinking, so it's just a quick message for you. They're also saying that it is beautiful to see the commitment in the souls that are aligning to the truth of this whole reality. And they really want to thank you for all that you do, Jeff, because you are amazing to bring all this information forward. So just like Todd, you are here to assist humanity to rise. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you again. Great seeing you, and maybe we'll see you back soon.
All
right, have a great
Beautiful.
rest of your evening.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Big round of applause for Nicola. All right. We got Leslie Kings here. I kind of want to hold Leslie till the end, if you're listening, Leslie, because I have a feeling you're going to play for us, and I think it'd be great to finish on her concert. Maggie's here. I don't know who Maggie is. If you can tell us who you are in the chat, that would be amazing. Figure out. While we're waiting for Maggie, let's bring in Stephen. While I keep my eye and try to figure out what's up with me. And that will be our last three for the night. Let's see.
Hello, everyone.
You know what's so funny is in the chat, someone already said, "Hello, darling," before I even said
darling. How are you?
You look kind of like Indiana Jones today. Where are you?
I'm Indiana Jones. Oh, staple this right in my head.
I've never seen
We
you.
named the dog Indiana.
Where are you, at the country club or what?
Yes, we're out in the country club. We're having lots of fun out here.
You're having. It looks interesting.
Yeah, you can hear me just fine, can you? Or otherwise, I can outside.
Yeah, is that where you live?
No, this is where I play in the ping pong league.
Oh wow, that's awesome! I love ping pong.
We also have my glowy ball.
Ooh, that's pretty neat.
And my lightsaber skills.
That's a new type of orb. You don't even have to juggle that.
Where'd you get all? Oh, okay, where'd you get it? But I also brought my regular ball.
They like the Thurston Howell impression. There we go. What are you better at, golf or ping pong?
Golf for sure. But I have really good reaction times. I need a better paddle.
You don't got one of those.
You shake that thing like that, and then you just like throw it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Where did you get that?
I don't know. I searched for magic ball online.
Oh, yeah? Like on Amazon?
Throw it up, folks. Takes
That's
a little practice. Get used to it.
Someone says that you have to charge those for like 45 minutes.
I think this one's like 10 minutes.
10 minutes? That's really neat. Now, how can you work that in with your juggling?
Oh, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, I got maybe next week I'll have a little surprise.
What? A little surprise?
Next week.
What? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, I'm thinking of doing something next week.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you.
More entertainment.
Your voice is not very loud there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really loud in here.
Maybe it naturally kind of mutes the background noise, but then it cuts out your voice too.
Let me try going outside here.
Is it snowing there yet?
No. It was nice today.
I'm surprised you don't got snow up there yet. Up in Minnesota. What is nice for you? Like in the 30s and 40s?
For this time of year, yeah, 30s, 40s. It should be a little quiet out, yeah.
There you are. So, I wonder if you could. Oh, now you're back. You were frozen for a minute.
Yeah, well, I'm on their Wi-Fi.
There we go. You know, I was thinking about how if you were doing Donald Trump and Thurston Howell, because they're two rich guys, but they're a little, you know what I mean? How they're different accents.
There we go. I got my halo.
I like your glasses. They're nice. Are those new glasses?
Well, I need a better pair. Last year I couldn't even wear glasses. They're causing me too much eye strain.
Hmm.
I said I had to beg God to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going well.
Things aren't going well.
Yeah, because they said I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So I had to become this holy person to survive, this spiritual person.
Right.
And I was trained for 6 months, darling. I took my mind, my voice, and my body right over.
Well, you're not a Padawan anymore. You're now a Jedi. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'd like to be a Jedi. I need more training. Maybe next week I'll have something special.
What do you mean by that? You said that already. Something special next week. What is going on?
Oh, I just want to entertain people.
Music. There we go.
I said they made it easier for me to do that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we can. I just entertained. There's a birthday group here.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of entertainment for them.
You know, I think I watched you at a comedy club. Do you have a video of you there?
Yes, I have another one.
I checked that out. I was watching that. You did a good job.
Thank you. I like comedy.
Yeah, well, I think that's pretty apparent.
Yeah, I don't know if I could be the commander-in-chief, but maybe the USO.
It'd be good if you went up there and, you could juggle while doing Trump or whoever.
We would do something very large in this country, folks. We're coming back big, 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 big. It's number one.
Well, what's new this week? What do you got new to share with us this week, Stephen?
Well, Jeff, that's very hard for me.
They won't let you share?
Well, like I said, my life was wrecked, and people don't know what's going on. They can't see. how hard it is for me. But I'd like people to care and help me so I can get my life back. My family doesn't care. I don't have a support system.
Right.
I've been in an abusive group home for 8 years.
Hmm.
God, I said I had to say a lot of prayers to stay alive.
You can't switch homes?
Well, people can't see what the problem is. That's why I got into being very spiritual and whatnot too, because I didn't want to die.
Right.
My life was not going well.
Right. Although some people may see you on the golf course and at the country club and think things look pretty good over there.
Yeah, I say there's a huge disconnect. It's on one hand, yeah, people say you're fine. On the other hand, they say I am suffering from all these horrible illnesses. They think I'm very bad. Some people say you're very good. You're a great guy. On the other hand, they say I'm this horrible person.
Right.
That I can't win.
Yeah.
They'll either say you're totally fine, totally healthy, or you're gone. There's no helping you.
Well, I think there's always help. Nobody's ever
Well,
totally
they said my problems are too severe, so they dropped me. I had these case managers and yeah, people are not helping. My life was wrecked by my father.
Did you get a haircut, by the way?
No.
Oh,
but that's another thing.
Looks
after
good.
after my life was wrecked, I said it changed me as a person. What I could deal with. I said, like, it's like we have so much we can deal with, and then like it's kind of like taking off the cushions off your seat. You know, you got to drive really slow because you don't want to hit a bump. So I cut my own hair, and I just wear loose fitting clothes. I don't but they had to make it so I could deal with frustration and other. See, I can't say every word either because I said they put a filter on me because they said I wasn't making good decisions. So they gave me a mind. So I basically have a mind that speaks to me.
Right.
And at one point I had a greater mind. And so I say it was like an overlay on reality. When I was a holy person, I could see blessings and curses. I could read people's gifts. Yeah. I said, give me more power. I wonder how many powers there are. That's what I always wondered.
That's a good
question.
question.
Can I have fire starting and levitation and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. Well, Stephen, I am so sorry. I'm going to have to cut it short tonight. I'm into overtime. I have people waiting, and I've got to do what I got to do. And you've got to get prepared for this ping pong tournament. Maybe you can have somebody film. I would like to watch that. If you can, while you're in the throes of the tournament, have somebody make a video so we can see you in action.
Okay, maybe we'll do that.
And everybody, while you're there, I ask for a personal favor for me. That is to go to Stephen's YouTube channel. It's just Stephen Cake, right? And watch a video and leave a comment because we're trying to get him up and running.
Yeah, I need people to help me because I can't do it by myself. I said,
yeah, so we can get some more traction for you. Or if you, I mean, you don't have to leave a comment. Just if you could go
free
give
me
him
from this prison.
If you don't have to give a comment actually, or leave a comment actually. If you could just go give a watch, and so he'll, people will watch his videos, and maybe you will like what he does, which I think you will, and then you'll naturally want to watch more. Because he's got all kinds of stuff there. Got dancing, juggling, walk and
spirit
talks.
dancing. I had spirits move me.
Got walk and talks.
Walk and talk, where I do impressions and other things.
Yeah. All right, brother, I got to run. You have a great.
Well, thank you, and have a great night, everyone.
Good luck in your tournament.
Thank you. I need it.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, I think I saw Maggie there in the chat, so let's bring Maggie in, and then we'll get Leslie and see what Leslie's up to. She's connected.
Okay, I've got audio.
Hey Maggie, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. I
Great.
just, I'll be pretty brief because I thought I would try and experiment because I've been doing some practice with the Akashic record.
How are you accessing them?
I believe you've had Laura Coe on your show before, haven't you?
Laura Coe?
Yeah, she does the Akashic records. I don't know.
Maybe. How do you spell her last name?
COE.
Okay, let me just kind of Google that. I may have, I may not.
You've had so many great
Laura,
people.
I see a Laura here. It was about a year ago. But she didn't say that what her last name was. She just said Laura. I don't think that's her.
No, maybe not. Well, anyway, she did the Akashic. She has a website. It's called the Little School something or something Little School. Anyway, I've been trying her method and
Great.
so I've been doing some practice. So I'm pretty new at it. So I thought, well, you do this show. Maybe I'll see what. And it's important to me that I'm respectful of people's records.
Right. You are meditating and that's how you're connecting, or what?
Yeah, I do a meditation and then there's a method for going into the records, which is a little bit like a meditation. And so I thought, well, how would I do it for this group? And so I put it in as a collective. And then I did ask in the chat if people, to say yes, if it's okay if I go into these records.
Okay.
And it's something happened to me that hasn't happened to me before, is I was blocked from going into the records. So I think, well, it's a learning experience for me. So I appreciate everyone that said yes. And I think maybe I'm not part of this collective that's here. But so I decided I switched out of that, I closed those records even though I wasn't in them. And then, because you have to close them. And then I went into my own records regarding this. And so what I saw as I went there is I still was not allowed to go in to your records. But what I saw was a woman across to the side here. She was like monitoring this, and she had very long hair, and she let me, it was very nurturing, and she let me know that the number one concern is safety, and that this place, this collective, it's a very safe place, but I'm not part of it. So there's that, but anyway, that was, so sorry, chat, that's all I got.
That was Jet. That was someone in the chat named Jet?
No, there was nobody named Jet.
Oh, you were talking about me personally?
No, I wasn't talking about you personally.
I'm just a little bit confused.
JeffMara Podcast Collective.
That's what you did. JeffMara Podcast Collective, just to see what you could, if something would come up. And then, so there was a woman there with long hair that kind of couldn't give you access.
And
that's fascinating. I wouldn't know that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wouldn't know that there would be an actual records of the podcast or the members of the audience and the people who are, come all the time and are, I guess that would make a good word for it, the collective, people that are here all the time. They would actually have records of all that.
I would think that it would be in the records.
I figured it would. I would mind. I don't know because I've never accessed them. I thought Akashic records would just be a personal thing about each person directly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe see if you can get Laura Cole on the show.
Yeah. You know her?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I sort of go into her community. I
Right.
mean, I think she's pretty accessible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe
But
we should get her on and we can get in. We can take
yeah,
a deep dive into
she's
all this stuff.
yeah, she's a beautiful soul. So I think and she would go into records you know, while you were doing the show, she would be willing to do that.
Really? You know,
Oh, yeah.
we also I've learned I've had a guest or two that talk about the halls of Amenti. Have you accessed those?
I have no idea what that is.
I didn't know either until I had the guests.
I don't know, but I think they're different. I know some of the guests that you had on. I know that one person talked about the different realms.
Mm-hmm. That might have been the same person. Darius was the first
Yeah,
person
yeah,
that I
it
heard
was
about the
Darius. He
halls of
talked
the
about different realms.
yeah, and the halls of
The
Amenti.
Akashic records would be one of them, I think. But
Right. That's pretty cool.
you know, that's
What is the most fascinating thing you have learned accessing somebody's record? Something that just blew you away.
well, out of privacy towards them, I I think it really blows me away that I can actually do this. That's what blows me away. But uh it's just it is very personal, and I'm not sure exactly what would blow me away. I'm trying to think what could I say that without
Well, have you
using
access?
somebody. I went into somebody's records last week,
Mm-hmm.
and there was an extraterrestrial or somebody non they were human, but they were not they were not like an earth human. They were humanoid. Let me put it that way.
Have you accessed your own records?
You know, I just did that right before, and it's harder to do on yourself. So
Why?
it's a lot easier with if you get. That's why the practice is so great, because you can get somebody else to go into your records for you, and you get stuff that you wouldn't get yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that that's true across the board for psychics and readers or whatever. You know, they don't get their own stuff. You know, they're the ones that have the crappy relationships and everything because they don't get their own stuff. They just get everybody else's. So
have you had somebody access yours for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And how do you feel like it was accurate?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And you know how it is with that kind of information. It's like you get the information, and when you get it, it's like, I don't think so. And then later it's like, oh, that's what that is. So sometimes there's those moments with the Akashic record readings, just like there are with all the readings. But yeah, there's not always a consistency, but when I do the practice with other people, I really like it when we can give each other feedback.
Well, maybe I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you're up for it and you want to practice and you need people to practice on, you should join our Discord group. There's about 500 or 600 people in there, and there are other people that practice things in there. And I just say, if you're going to do it for free. I don't know if you want to do it for free, but if there's something that if you're looking for volunteers to practice with, I'm sure there would probably be people there that would love for you to access theirs.
Yeah, I may do that. Yeah.
Are you a member of our Discord?
I think I am, but I haven't been there for a long time.
Okay. Well, there's an actual room called services or something like that. So if you ever decide to do that, just make a post in there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so sorry. I've got to run.
Can I say thank you for, thank you for making this a safe place for so many.
It's what I love to do. I thank you for coming and participating and watching.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
All right. Thank you. Have a great night. And a big round of applause for Maggie. And hey, maybe I just hooked you guys up for an Akashic record reading. I hope she comes and gives you guys a reading. All right, our last but not the least is Leslie Kings. We haven't seen him for a while, so maybe he's going to come in and give us a song tonight. See what he's up to.
Oh.
Leslie, welcome back, young man. You're looking very well and chipper tonight.
Thank you so much.
You're looking good.
Yeah, thank you. It's okay.
Well, how have you been?
So, I know you're waiting for some music, right?
Well, you know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You play music and we listen.
Thank you. Today, your show make some very special for me. For I like to dedicate the next few moments when I play to a person.
Really? That?
Yeah, and this is Steve.
Stephen Cake, right? That's great.
I just hear about he's struggling a lot of things in his life, not once, quite a long time.
Yeah.
And I think so. I have no any comments about how he searched to get out from the darkness to the wonderful light. But I just felt in my heart for what original I doing in these days, and I playing music to those places when many people suffer, like in Israel, Gaza,
right.
And sending music to this area. If somebody visit my YouTube channel, have a lot of warfare music, and it's very tough music, so somebody can listen such music. But I'm very happy for more and more settle the things there. But I won't change back to Stephen. Doesn't matter for this 10,000 people suffer, or 10 million, or 2 billion, 8 billion. Everybody suffers some way. But the light is shining in the darkness. And we accept it for be here for a reason, and he know very well. So, not from man, but the source or the love by the Holy Spirit. I like to play few music notes.
Sure.
What is dedicated for him. So
let's do it. Leslie, that was beautiful. Great job. That was a beautiful.
No any credit. It's in my heart, and I believe for whenever people can listen special, Stephen, when he have time for this, God can speak to his heart. And we don't need.
I don't know if he. But I'm sorry.
No, just we don't need to wait too much for expecting from man, but God, the source, use us as human being for help. And people don't know about my life. I also got through, but it's what Stephen also know, we are accepted, and we are here to this experience, and this has just made so much close to him, to our source, our divine, our wonderful Father God.
Leslie, before I go, are you playing on your channel? Should I send people to your channel, or you're not doing it?
After your podcast, I don't channeling now, but I believe I will visit you. For last week, I get so much revelation to understand for, it's easy to a musician to sit down and play, and whenever you're playing, when you have such routine and things, but I have a order in my life for I need to channel the things what the source, what I believe is gift for my heart. In a long time, something I needed to understand, and come the Israel war and understand he want warfare music, so it's people going to my channel, they can see a lot of music as I mentioned, and also have the angelic music. I just put a link in your podcast. If somebody click this link, if it's possible to open, they can enjoy joy. And honestly, thank you for look of stock factor. Also, sometimes I'm receiving some message from your audience, encouragement for let's do it this.
Yeah.
And I just feel this is not by humans only encouragement, but also from the Holy Spirit. I myself, this is what only want for how to channeling love to others and those who suffer, and just like one people like our Stephen can be released, can be getting change his mind, and getting receiving. For God finally want to be very, very, very happy in his life.
Leslie, it was great seeing you again. Thank you so much for coming and doing this for Stephen. Hopefully you'll be back. Wish you a great Sunday. It's already Sunday over there in Hong Kong. So I hope you have an amazing day, and we will see you when we see you.
And we always share finally, God bless you.
All right, God bless you, Leslie. Take care. A big round of applause. All right, everybody. That's the end of Saturday night. Thank you for coming and sharing. It was a busy night tonight. Once again, tomorrow night, NDE. And this man had his soul family also re-experience his NDE. He, I think he drowned. Maybe, but he ended up drowning. But he was an experienced diver, so it still happened to someone like that. I hope you enjoy that one. The next night is Susan Giesman, very famous medium. I think you guys will really like that. And then the NDE that I produced today, and you as well. Love that one as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much. We love you guys. God bless you, and good.